Yo, what's up, guys? Back again. Last video, we talked about the basics of a range and essentially why we use them, which is to find our location and price, among other things. And I'm about to start diving into the actual concepts and giving out a price map for what you should be looking for in every single range. And then from there, diving into, after teaching the newer concepts I haven't even mentioned yet, um, essentially the variations of that and the best ranges to trade, because sometimes you're going to have price that's hard to read, sometimes you're going to have price that's super obvious, and your goal, like I was saying earlier in earlier videos, is to master yourself along the way to where you know what a good setup is for you, what you can read, and knowing when to stay out of the market whenever price is tough to read, even if it is technically following your um, your setup. So the idea right now is to essentially give you a price map for how every range in every market on every time frame is going to print, and then from there building on new concepts along the way. And that's going to kind of build a foundation for you for what to actually look for. So that way, once we get more into the advanced stuff, you already have a good idea of what you're doing so you don't get lost along the way. So, last video, we were looking at this range right here, how we are in this uptrend and the concepts applied following the four stages of the market we were talking about to every range up until the top, and then we were looking for this here to pull back after breaking above the prior range high, pull back, and then go. Obviously that didn't happen. Instead it traded directly through it, giving us no confirmation. I haven't even spoke about confirmation yet, but we're about to tap on that soon, probably in the next video. And this one I just kind of wanted to talk about the initial intro to all the concepts that we're going to be using. So the aspects of a range, you're going to want to define essentially your range that you're working with, the break and the print of the low of the new range. So here we have low, high, lower low, breaking under this range low here, printing in a new range from this high to this low. Now, on the way down, we didn't know exactly where the low was. We could have assumed this was the low. Could have assumed this was the low before that. And then we could have seen this here bouncing up, bouncing up, bouncing up. And then the instant this here tops, starts moving down, people start jumping in, FOMOing in. That's what I'm going to teach you how to not do. So, anyways, essentially, write this down. The base concept for any trade we take and using ranges and order flow the way we do is essentially we're going to have a break of a range. So here we have this break of this range, this prior range from low to high, printing in a new range, boom, from this high into the low. You're going to have a retest of the prior range. Now, price does not have to all the time retest into the prior range. That is not how order flow prints, and that is the reason why a lot of smart money is confused about 90% of the action out there whenever it's a super trending market in one direction and we're not getting clean retests. But we have concepts, we have ways to look at it and view it to where we can still essentially apply the same setup and use it to our advantage. So right here, write this down. The base thing we are looking for is to define the prior range. So here we had high, low, broke to the top side, printing in low to high. So this was the range we were currently dealing with, low to high. Then breaking to the downside, putting in a new range low. Also switching our bias, bearish. So we flipped bear on this break. So now we have a bias. We have an invalidation point being the range high here. We have a target being this range low, if not lower, but for now, just know this here is always the target if you're basing it off of one single range. But the magic here and the way we trade is that every single movement in price that has ever happened from the inception of a market, decades old or however long, is going to play into your current bias and your current price. So you can kind of compound essentially your trade ideas and give yourself just that much more confirmation. So here we have the break, and then we want to look for it essentially just a basic break, retest, and then a continuation. Now, if you notice, that covers all 4 stages of the market. Well, 3 technically, within this overall move. So we came down, and here we had that accumulation after the downtrend, the uptrend into a distribution, and then the continuation of the downtrend. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Just wanted to talk about the basic concepts you're looking for, which is, again, main point to take from this video: the break, the test back in, and then you want to see volume essentially pump into the market, giving you proof of concept, and then a continuation in your bias direction. So let's play through price here, see how this went. And price falls off the map. So in the next video, I'm going to dive more into the actual concepts, every concept that is used within the range, and actually giving you a price map. But for this one, I just want to clear up the base thing we're looking for. So that's it.